Please stand by while I get a couple last things settled. Okie dokie, I think I have most of this settled. I hope tonight finds everyone well. I hope you've all had a good week. Nice to know Twitch is still breaking things. I just noticed that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Well, given the ongoing shadow ban, I find and the way they're treating it, all streamers, I guess, but mostly small streamers. I don't think we're making 150 anyways, so certainly not tonight. Let's see. You go away. There we go. Yeah, I think we're all settled. I will switch to the Hollow Knight model for Hollow Knight, but up to was kind of have to point out that it would be good to see my expressions while we are watching videos and reacting to stuff. So, you know, that is a good point. And we will be watching Brandon Herrera tonight. Though, before we do, hi Blue Kitty. Yeah, this is reaction model. Though, before we do get to that, there's a couple things. One, reminder, Discord went and leaked a ton of government information, lost everyone's full credentials, credit cards, all that fun stuff, and immediately turned around and said, here's a new terms of service that says you can't sue us. So, you know, we need to be pushing back against all this ID stuff because it's going to get worse. But I'm sticking, you know, I'm kind of going in order, going through the shorts of a couple things that have happened. So that's one thing that's happened. So I'm looking into Discord alternatives that aren't Skype or Teams. Botrix may actually be providing an option with something that it links to, but we're going to have to look into it because it may be Roblox connected and I don't want anything to do with Roblox. So we'll have to see what happens. Let me see. There was something else I was going to say before the big one. Oh, for those who insist that there's not a problem with the always online model and all this fun stuff, earlier this week we had major hacks, major DDoS attacks against all of the gaming platforms, which besides the fact that that's bad and it disconnects all our accounts when that's happening, let us not forget that means that they all these groups that actively hate gamers, they have access to that. So we need to keep this pushback about over all this gamer hate because it is only going to get worse. It is not going to get better. And also, this is a good reason to download your games. Make sure you have a save. Steam thankfully lets you do offline mode, but of course we know that Microsoft and Ubisoft and EA and all of them don't like that, though. I am once again going to say that I am hopeful that EA will change that. And I think it's very, very telling how quickly the game's journalists, who have done nothing but attack gamers, immediately started attacking EA games over the sale. This is one of those things where, when this group of people is against it, maybe we should look into being for it. The new Battlefield game immediately dropped to, I think it was below Concord. They gave it like a 5 out of 10 or something like that, when IGN has consistently given Battlefield like 9 out of 10s on release, even the really bugged ones. So yeah, they're throwing a fit, which generally speaking, when the journalists are throwing a fit, it means something good's happening. Quick reminder that games journalists are people who couldn't make it in actual journalism, and we know what actual journalists are like. Yes, I'm taking shots. The other big news on the ID thing is that it's come out, and I posted a quick little update about it, that already the UK government ID, universal ID system, if we could get a band, please. The UK government ID system has been hacked twice. The first time, they tried to cover it up and fired everyone who worked there so that they couldn't talk about it. The second time, they didn't have a chance to do it, and the hackers came forward bragging about hacking it. This stuff is... This should be more proof that the design is not about safety, and it's never been about safety, because of how constant and consistently it violates people's safety. Thank you, Up2. So yes, I'm getting political, but that is something I need to continue to stress, so to try to help people not get complacent about what is going on. Okay, let me see. I think that's it. I'm not really a drama tuber or a slop tuber or whatever they're called. I just Is there a buzz? Do I have a buzz? Are you hearing a buzz? I cannot hear a buzz, but I also don't know if that's just me or not. Testing, testing. It's only when I'm talking. Uh-oh. I know that I have a little AC thing going that's buzzing in the background, so that might be triggering it. Let me turn that off. Is there still a buzz? Can you still hear a buzz? Can you still hear a buzz when I talk? Okay, so that was the AC, and I know I need to tighten up some stuff. It's got a bit of a rattle. Okay. Yeah, that is unfortunately my air conditioning. I do need to do something about its noise though. But yeah, anyways, I am not intending to become a news channel. I do not know that I have the energy to keep up with it, and I only stream a couple days a week, so I definitely can't keep up with it anyways. That's like a daily updates type of thing. But like I said, there's some important things I feel like I should continue to get in front of people. So that's what I'm doing. The main thing that we're here for tonight is Brandon Herrera built a bolter, apparently. I do not know the details, but I am excited. Please. My controller probably needs charged. I'm going to plug that in quick. I don't need it for very long. So, I'm going to give some of the background that I know about this before we get too deep into things. So, I can see that this is going to be a very large caliber rifle of some kind. It's probably bigger than 50 Beowulf, which is a short, fat 50 caliber bullet. It is not near as powerful as 50 BMG. But I'm looking at something that's 50 Beowulf, maybe even bigger. I would love for it to be an actual bolter, but I have questions on if it could be because of what bolters are. Because bolter is an actual weapon category. It's not just yay giant 40k pistol or 40k quote unquote rifle. Bolters are a type of cartridge weapon that fires the bullet. It has a traditional bullet style cartridge that fires it in order to get it out the barrel. But then, inside the bullet itself are rockets or jets that propel it farther. And this is done for two reasons. The first is to get the best of both worlds between a traditional bullet, which is most deadly right at the end of the barrel, and then it drops off, and a rocket, like you get with gyrojet type ammunition, which takes like 20 yards before it's even lethal, and like if it's right in front of your chest, it'll bounce off because it doesn't have time to get up to speed. So it has to accelerate. Then it has a deadly area. Then it runs out of fuel and decelerates. So it's to get both the best worlds, so that you get an immediate range lethality and a mid-range lethality, and only at the very end do you see the drop-off. And it also further extends the range, because the longer that a bullet is being pushed forward, the faster it's going, the deadlier it is. This is why longer barrels are deadlier than short barrels. Short barrels seem deadlier because they're louder, but that's just because all that powder that should be pushing the bullet isn't. But that's a whole other thing. But anyways, that's what a bolter is and how it works and why it's actually a weapon type that people have an interest in. All right, that was just the first thing. The second thing, which tends to be a bit more sci-fi than practical, but is that it allows you to fire a much larger round without as much recoil, because you can give it less powder and let the jet take over to give you the range. The powder just needs to get it going fast out the barrel. It doesn't need to be going as fast as possible out the barrel first. It just needs to be at past a certain lethality. So that is why that is the second reason why bolters are a big deal, which admittedly that is a giant caliber gun. So I'm starting to think maybe he... Oh, hold on. FN made a bolter from Warhammer 4. I didn't... No. I just looked down and finally saw the actual description. 30mm grenades. Okay. This may actually meet the definition of a bolter. Never mind. Because certainly in 40K, you are functionally firing explosive grenades or rockets. You can do small caliber that the explosive part is not required, but it is certainly a big advantage. All right, I have talked enough. I wanted to just sort of give my intro. Part of these reactions is me trying to actually demonstrate some of what I know about things before they explain it. Just to be like, see, I am this nerd too. Okay, but yeah, I had not looked at anything but the thumbnail prior to just now because I didn't want to spoil myself, but I did finally catch that there's 30mm grenades written there. So, where is my sound? Why do I not have sound? One moment. I believe I know the problem, but gotta fix this quick. Also, why is this all the... I know why this is all the way over here. It's all the way over here because my mouse was sitting over it, which started the little in thumbnail play. That is both a great convenience and a great annoyance that YouTube does that. And you know that it can't have been me watching ahead of time because I'm in a private window. I'm not even logged in. It would not save it from if I had pre-watched. All right, I think I got the sound fixed.
Quiet now, kitten. Daddy's having suicidal ideation. Quiet now, kitten. Daddy's having suicidal ideation.
Meme review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? Today we've got a huge lineup. FN made the Warhammer 40K bolter in real life.
Hold on. Doubling. Stop that. Yep, I see. I already saw what the problem was. I fixed it.
Canada's quiet now, kitten. Daddy's having suicidal ideation.
Done. Meme review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? Today we've got a huge lineup. FN made the Warhammer 40K bolter in real life. Canada's being hella gay and CZ is helping them. The return of Marty Robbins.
Gun confiscations. And a lot more forced stuff. Oh, and giving the Prime Minister the right to have anyone's bank account shut down, even when not in an emergency, just because Castro says so.
And more. But first off, the thing that nobody asked for but everybody was happy to see show up to the party, the company FN, which stands for Fabrique Nationale, as we say here in Texas, and not like a dirty Belgian. The company responsible for all sorts of cool shit ranging from the M240 Bravo, the P90, the 5.7, the SCAR 16, the SCAR 17, the SCAR 20S, the SCAR 15P, the PvP MVP in 4D. They've been dropping banger after banger for about a century of warfare now. And they decided, why fucking stop there? Apparently, we're going to make the bolter in real life. Now, people have compared a lot of firearms to the bolter, the AK-50 included, which I never felt quite deserved it, but this is the first firearm that's ever crossed my desk where I think, goddamn, that's a bolter. I mean, just look at it. The world is a cruel and unjust place. There is no harmony in the universe. The only constant is suffering. Minutes later. OMG, Nader Launcher. Yes, FN has made the announcement that they have received a U.S. Army contract, specifically saying the future of Grenadier systems, the U.S. Army awards the FN PP on contract, which makes perfect sense because I'd love to put But seriously, for the last 20 years, FN's been putting the SCAR in basically every caliber. You got the SCAR 16 and 5.56.
The SCAR system, really?
SCAR 20S and 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. SCAR 15P and 5.56 and 300 Blackout. Now they're like, fuck it, let's just turn it into a grenade launcher. Like, don't just add a grenade launcher to the SCAR, which they've already fucking done. Let's just turn the SCAR into a grenade launcher itself. They've turned it into the multi-tool of munitions, and I am here for it. Also, I'm not sure I've ever heard of this contract. I didn't know if this is something that was being like actually shopped by the U.S. Army, or if this is like just the unsolicited dick pic of military contracts. FN just gave him a grenade launcher, like, hey, we designed this. I made this. Do you want? I showed you my 30mm grenade launcher. Please respond. And they did.
I would argue it is probably superior to the good old-fashioned six-shooter grenade launcher, who's, what is it, M28? 24? I forget what M it is. But it's basically a giant six-shot revolver for grenades. I think magazine fed better. If it's actually bolter fired, even better. You lose the arc, but most grenade launcher applications do seem to be much more direct fire, basically portable fire support anyways, so.
And it's fucking awesome. FN is making an IRL bolt gun and you're blackpilling? US military. We wanted a 30 caliber Mark 18. FN. I thought you said 30mm. What a neat fucking design though. Just looking at, I'm not gonna go down the TISM hole yet. I'm just excited to check it out. I think it's pretty neat.
I'm just excited to check it out. Brandon's getting one confirmed.
FN, if there's any way I can get my hands on one of these, I would love to do a deep dive with it. In fact, I actually went straight to Twitter, or excuse me, X. I didn't mean to dead name it. And I asked below their announcement, hey Grok, what are the odds that FN America will let me play with their new SCAR grenade launcher? To which Skynet replied, based on your rep as a firearms YouTuber and past collabs in the industry, I'd estimate 60 to 70% odds if you pitch a review video. To which I replied,
so you're telling me there's a chance?
And a few days later, FN jumped in.
Oh my gosh,
which
yes!
I may speak directly to FN in regards to this. I'm still haunted by the things that I've done for a Klondike bar. Those pale in comparison to what I would do to get my hands on this 30mm grenade launcher.
Yes!
England Simulator. Just kidding, this isn't a defenseless European woman, this is TacPack. TacPack. TacPack is a monthly subscription service where you can get tactical swag. Oh fuck. I just knocked a light over. SOG knives. Enforce license. Enforce lights, goddamn. Enforce lights and dry fire trainers. Rats, tourniquets, reptilia, pistol grips, and more. And breaking news, TacPack has never put out a box with this much value before. In all seriousness, if you use code READY556, you'll get $556 worth of gear in your first TacPack. The November box alone is worth $446, and if you use the code READY556 in November, you'll get an extra $110 in free gear. It's a great deal
How
to jump
much
in
is
on. We
Tac Pack?
appreciate Tac Pack for sponsoring the video. And as always, if you'd like to get your start in gunsmithing and weapons technology, you can check out sdi.edu down in the links in the description and in the pinned comment.
Pull out my phone.
And now for something completely different. Marty Robbins meme. Who would win? A dangerous outlaw who has killed at least 20 people who tried to get him and is not afraid of anything.
$140. At least for the one that he's talking about. $60 for the tiny box. So, you know, the problem is, if you've ever been to a convention, it has the grab bag syndrome of you're not getting to pick what you want. You're just getting what they give you. But, it will be worth either $446 or, I guess, $556. But you're still handing over a chunk of change and just being like, well, I hope it's not $556 worth of junk. Admittedly, it's a little harder to get junk with this. It is significantly harder to get junk with this than convention grab bags. I just don't mean to rain on his advertisement. I needed to see what the price was and felt necessary to apply a warning for my audience. So, sorry, Brandon. But like I said, technically, it's still an absolutely amazing deal that I really am sitting here looking at my credit card going, I just paid this stuff off.
And now for something completely different. Marty Robbins meme. Who would win? A dangerous outlaw who has killed at least 20 people who tried to get him and is not afraid of anything. Some stranger with a big iron on his hip. The results may shock you anything.
Nope, for a second I thought that was Gun Jesus. No, it's just a guy that looks a lot like him. Though I think I might have actually seen him before, though I can't think of where.
Some stranger with a big iron on his hip. The results may shock you. Also, fun fact, last time I was in El Paso, I actually went to the original Rose's Cantina. The bar that they talk about in the song. It's kind of cool. They've got a little shrine to Marty Robbins there in the corner. It's kind of neat. I don't know. Anyhow, moving on. Breaking news. Canada is being big gay, and they're being helped out by the firearm industry. So you may or may not remember, there's been some sweeping firearm legislation that has rocked Canada. Massive firearm bans for specific types of firearms, a ban on the transferring of ownership of any pistol across the board. It's straight up just terrible. Big F's in the chat for any of our Canadian brothers and sisters that still remain uncocked. At least their mindset remains uncocked. Their government cucked them pretty hard. But it turns out in Canada's effort to seize and destroy these firearms, they had a little bit of help. That came in the shape of CZ, which is a massive conglomerate, whether that be CZ USA or, in fact, Colt Canada. It appears that a private company within the firearms sector has been aiding and assisting the Canadian government in their gun disarmament scheme, collecting the firearms that were confiscated and potentially destroying them. Admit to destroying 12,000 confiscated firearms. Hope that everyone will just forget and it doesn't backfire. CZ USA / Colt Canada. Yeah, they've been continuing to post on social media as if nothing's wrong and continuing to try to sell their bolt guns to the world. Turns out,
well, we've got a blacklist.
When you thought CZ was the in thing, CZ...
Not that I'm buying anything from them
every town
anyways.
for gun safety. Now, the CZ owners were always kind of like the hippie Portland coffee shop gun owners. At least that was the stereotype, you know? But for fuck's sake, if this is true, we really have to hold these companies accountable. Don't get mad at me for pointing out shit people are doing. Get mad at the companies for doing shit we don't like. If you're a company that's going to gladly profit off of private gun ownership while also profiting off of disarming the civilian population, fuck you. And if you're madder at me for talking shit about CZ than you are mad at them for doing this in the first place, fuck you harder. When the big, bad, mean, perfectly objective YouTuber says horrible, nasty things, valid complaints about your favorite gun, you're just attached to it, and that's okay. Yeah, go listen to the fucking Lumineers and cry yourself to sleep. CZ, SIG, Colt, Palmetto State Armory.
Yeah?
Now look, I have my complaints about Palmetto State Armory, but I mean, shit, they've never been on the side of civilian gun disarmament, so... In fact, I have many complaints about PSA, but none of them are ownership. For all of their faults, PSA is pretty fucking based. A lot of people ask me my opinion on like the PSA AKs and stuff like that, and for the love of God, there is a video coming on that, and it cannot come soon enough.
It is gonna be
Got a lot
funny.
of things to say, got a lot of criticisms, but all of them are because I want that company to succeed, because, yeah, their whole MO is that they want more people to be affordably armed, and I think that's pretty cool. I just want to make sure that we're arming people with guns that are good. It's a long way of saying we're on the same team.
They do make a couple good
Because
things.
if you don't believe in the
They cancel
benefits
a lot
of the
more
armed
good
civilian
things.
population, you might want to crack open a history book. We don't need to worry about the government using violence against its
please.
own people. Killing civil rights activists, the move bombing, Waco, war on drugs, Ruby Ridge, the list goes on and on. Killing
Yep, we're gonna do all of them. Kent State, suppressing slave rules, 1,000+ police shootings per year, progressive airstrike breaking, Japanese internment camps. That's the short list.
Civil rights activists, the move bombing, Waco, war on drugs, Ruby Ridge, the list goes on and on and on and on. In the words of my biological son,
you.
Wendigoon, in case you ever find yourself thinking the government would never, oh yes they would. But now off the serious shit, let's move into some other gun memes. Dudes, when they buy their first gun, autism announcement. This is my new favorite recurring bit. We might keep this around. If you grew up in a household that watched Fox News, you immediately, like, this is like a Pavlovian trigger for you. I actually love this meme format so much, I used it to announce I have acquired another World War I machine gun.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, it's technically a lie. I acquired 2. I'm looking forward to doing videos on both of these, but I picked up an MG0815, which is basically just like a somewhat shrunk down Maxim gun that was like revolutionary to the idea of a light machine gun. But I also picked up a kit for an MP18.
Technically, it's a medium machine gun. Technically. Because it's still crew served.
Which, if you are morbidly autistic about World War I submachine guns or have ever played Battlefield 1, you'll recognize immediately. I'm not going to go too far into it, but man, I'm fucking excited to break those down, because those are just... It makes my tism tingle.
Alright, I'm gonna be that guy. Still, exactly. A light machine gun is an individual served portable machine gun. Now, that doesn't mean the other members of the squad aren't carrying ammunition for you, because you need a lot of ammunition, but it means that technically the all-in-one package is one person. A medium machine gun is typically a heavier and typically crew served. It is still portable in that you probably got like 2 people running around, one with the gun, one with the tripod and ammunition, or bipod and ammunition, whatever. And then the first guy with the gun hunkers down, second guy helps with setup and feeds the ammunition into the machine gun. These typically have, these typically are designed to fire for much longer periods of time than light machine guns, though not as long as heavy machine guns, which are crew served, more or less stationary machine guns. Like a Browning 50 cal, if you're gonna pick it up and move it in the middle of the battlefield, there is at least 3 of you, and it's not designed to do that. You're doing it because you can. They are the Browning M2 is designed to sit where it is and have the range to reach out and hit things. That doesn't stop people from using it portably. It's just, it is not its intended use. And you've got like 2 people carrying the machine gun, a 3rd person with the bipod, and a 4th person with the ammunition. And that ammunition isn't going to last long, because those bullets are really, really big and heavy. So you're not carrying a lot of them. All right. Definition ramble over.
And yes, the MP18 I did get on Gunbroker because I have a problem.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
And if you would like to actually come out and shoot some of the machine guns in my personal collection, as well as a bunch of other guns that are fucking awesome, I'm happy to announce the new giveaway for my congressional campaign is 2 tickets to me and Cody's Influencer Range Day. You might know by now we do this every year. We do a private machine gun shoot every year with just all of our like YouTuber friends, influencers, celebrities, UFC fighters, whatever.
I'm tempted
We just
to
hang out, have a
actually
good
take
time,
a
and shoot
shot
a
at
bunch of
that.
your favorite
I don't
machine
know
guns
if I
around some
can,
of your
though.
favorite people. And this year, for the first time, we're doing it not in Texas, but in beautiful Las Vegas. It's going to be our biggest one ever. It's going to be a really
that's
good
much
time.
easier to do.
And every donation made to the campaign
That's just
in increments of $5.
the other side
will
of
be
the
entered to
desert
win.
I live in.
So $5 is 1 entry, $10 is 2 entries, $500 is 100 entries, and so on. It's going to be a great time, and we'll pay for you and a guest to come out and hang out with us, all the boys, and shoot some really cool stuff. All while benefiting a great cause of getting an anti-gun swamp creature out of DC and putting somebody like me in. Because together as a community, apes together strong. $10 million of Uniparty money, Brandon Herrera. Autistic meme lords, the fat electrician, every Texan in the 23rd Congressional
Accurate.
District who loves America. I know I haven't really
Accurate.
given an update on the campaign so far, and that will be coming soon. But we've been hard at work making sure that Operation Rocky 2 is in full swing. That just about wraps things up for us this episode. By the way, if you want to catch me and the crew here in San Antonio, we're doing an unsubscribed live show. I'll leave the links down in the description and the pinned comment for that. It's going to be the first leg of our live show, which means it's going to be unrehearsed and pretty fucking raw. Come hang out with us, have a great time at the beautiful Majestic Theater. If you want to grab tickets, be sure to use the link because there's a bunch of ticket scalpers and people that are just trying to make a quick dime. We try really hard to keep our ticket prices reasonable for you guys, and I hate to see people getting scalped for 5-10 times what we sell the tickets for. So if you want to see me and the rest
Allow
of the
me to present
unsubscribed
a
crew
second
perform
binder.
live here in San Antonio, you can check out the links in the description and the pinned comment. Other than that, I appreciate you guys staying all the way to the end of this episode of Gun Meme Review. We've got some really fun content coming up, but until then, I appreciate you staying all the way to the end, and I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top. Papa, je can stop, just 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 stop.
I'm happy to announce the new giveaway for the campaign is actually 2 tickets to come out. Fuck off.
Okay. There's the gyro jet I mentioned. I do think that that's probably the only way I'm getting out there. I think you have to be otherwise invited as an influencer. I don't know. I'm going to legitimately look into that because out in Las Vegas is a much easier do for me just because of location on its own. And I would absolutely love to do that. And it may be a chance. It may... Look, I'm just going to say it. You know, I'm not going to pretend. It may be a chance to arrange some actual collabs with like huge streamers, which, you know, is kind of like how you have to get going. It's like, look, Wendigoon, I'm begging you, just say my name. Brandon, say my name on a video. That's all you need to do. No, I probably won't be that bad. But yeah. Still bad. Desperation. Now you hate it when people sidle up to try and smooch popularity stay. I do, but I'm also not going to pretend like it doesn't work. I absolutely hate mooching popularity, but one, it would be absolutely amazing to collab with a lot of the people that are going to be there. And two, I will admit to getting increasingly desperate. Anyways, at least I'm admitting to it. At least I'm sitting here saying that's what I'm doing. Unlike so many people that are like, I am going to pretend to be a friend. I am going to mooch off of popularity. And then I'm going to immediately throw under bus after I can mooch off of popularity. Everyone, please see I did a thing for my favorite example of this. Think that's all I have to say, though. We're gonna do. Well, it won't. Okay, it's not gonna be a real break. I just gotta switch avatars. So give me a sec. Gotta switch avatars and get the game set up. That's right. This is going to be interesting. I've never had to do this on the fly. Not to mention all the issues with getting this controller and setup up. Did find my linkage for the controllers at least. Okay, controllers are linked. All right. All right, let's see if this. Nope. Some things still didn't want to work. Huh. We're listening to the music. I have not done any level, or not level, money grinding this time. I thought I turned that off, but okay. Hi, Swimming Link.
Bapanada.
What?
Ah. Zai does not remember what he was doing. Zai does not remember. Okay. Indeed. Wrong button. But it's good to know I have that. Indeed, I'm trying to get used to pogoing.
Amisodo.
Make sure it stays an available skill for me. Alright. So I didn't actually make it to the city, though. But I believe I did open shortcuts. I think I opened these shortcuts.
There's a potent odor about these caverns, and far worse for me, I suspect. My trunk is quite sensitive, whereas you don't seem to possess a scent organ of any kind. Is it that you cannot smell at all?
No! Well, I'll get more soul. And immediately lose any benefit. Oh.
Here ends the pilgrim's way. Hallownest's heart lays open before you. Proceed onward to share in its glory.
Right, that's why we don't have access to anything else, right. I'm gonna assume we're going down. You go away. Well, that doesn't make me happy. I know what you are.
Wanderers seeking death, welcome. May you find swift end upon our claws.
Bench. Uh-oh. That wasn't intentional. That's not good. Yeah, I managed to pull that off surprisingly well. Oh, come on! Sure. I guess I'm going down this way anyways. Oh, thank you. Now can I have a stagway, please? Dashmaster?
Bears the likeness of an eccentric bug known only as the Dashmaster. The bearer will be able to dash more often, as well as dash downwards, perfect for those who want to move around as quickly as possible.
Ah! Really? Noted then. Okay, so I thought that would cycle up, I guess not. so I guess this is a one-way thing. We're just here now. Ah. Boy, a stagway would be nice. I am here for the wall jump. Oh my gosh, yes. I have been waiting for this. Now, I know what's waiting for me here. And I definitely want to go spend my money before I do it. No! I have to go all the way back to the Stagway. Not now. What just happened? What just happened to my game? If I lost all that, I'm going to be unhappy. Okay. I am backtracked slightly, but I didn't lose all the money, and most importantly, I didn't lose the claw. I keep hitting the wrong button. Yeah, we're not done with that area. But I definitely want to get back first. This is... You know what? No, we can explore this stuff later. Get back, spend money. Don't have as much to lose when it inevitably goes wrong. Go away! Go away! Oh my gosh, nobody likes either of you. Come look, kitty. Gotta remember that I have to go the way that I can't do that now. Go away!
This place must once have been quite the hub, built at the border between two lands. That misty drop to one side, and those bulbous growths another. Neither place seems particularly welcoming. So while my little treats last, I think I'll stay right here.
I could technically probably do a lot of other exploring before I go back and do what I know's coming, but we're there, we might as well.
Hollownest's great capital is what most of you brave types come to see. Thinking to loot its treasures, I suppose? It must be brimming with them. The city's right at the center of the kingdom, though I've heard the gates are sealed, so gaining entry can be difficult. It'd be a rich bog that could return with even a fraction of the wealth inside. Despite my age, I've only seen few who managed it. Must say something of the dangers about its streets. Feeling tired? Plus, I enjoy...
Simply a simple key.
I don't think she has anything new from this.
Papa nada.
You know what? I'm gonna buy the egg.
I found this under the counter. Pockets feeling empty? If you need some more Geo... Ah, still looking for something to buy? Is your Geo weighing you down? Unfortunately, you seem to have cleared out everything I'd be willing to part with. Nothing left at all. I think there might be a few old trinkets down in my storeroom, but I lost the key a while ago. So, no more business between us, I'm afraid. For now, at least. Get out of here, and let me spend some quality time with all the Geo you've gifted me.
I do believe... There's a lip! No! Ah! Doesn't matter if there's a lip.
Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the Eternal Kingdom, Hallownest.
Well, this isn't gonna end well. I've got no place to recharge my, Never mind. I can do some recharge. Ooh! These come back. I can get temporary HP. I thought they were one and done.
Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your
No! No! We're exploring because we can. Ah, curse you! Well then.
Here lies Gorb, the great mind.
Welcome to the world's end. Welcome to dust that chokes, the dirt that blinds. Welcome to the inevitable that we turned our faces from and refused to admit. No! I did not know that. I knew that there were secrets back at the beginning. I didn't know it was like this. Oh, he is here. Give me that.
Enjoying the bracing air? We're quite close to Hollowness borders and those desolate plains that surround it. In this direction, I'm about as far as I'm willing to go. Though it's been a pleasant change from the tight confines of the caverns. I've drawn out a small map for the area. It's a simple one, and more for completion, really. Not knowing the full extent of a region can be quite frustrating.
Interesting.
I chanced upon a strange bug atop these cliffs. His house isn't far from here. A very imposing figure he was, and no doubt lethal with a nail. I suspect you two might share more in common than him and I.
Ooh. Oh! Well, I'm in trouble. So this is a whole thing of secrets that we've opened up.
Protects its bearer with a hard shell while focusing soul. The shell is not indestructible and will shatter if it absorbs too much damage.
I suspect I'm going to make a lot of use of that. Holy smokes. Okay, before we go that way. Yeah, that is pretty huge. It doesn't need to be a fix. Oh, come on. It just needs to be better than it is. Ah! Really? It was worth trying.
Higher beings, these words are for you alone. These blasted plains stretch never-ending. There is no world beyond. Those foolish enough to traverse this void must pay the toll and relinquish the precious mind this kingdom grants.
That is an important note. Yeah, I know some of that.
The corpse of a large bug. The corpse.
Okay, house is here somewhere. Well, that's where I came from. I'm pretty sure it is.
Hmm? Ah, well met. Yes, I thought I could sense the aura of a fierce warrior approaching. I'm impressed you found my sanctuary here at the top of the world. No doubt you've endured many trials and overcome many foes in your quest to find me.
No, don't speak a word. I, Nail Master Mato, who was taught the art of the nail by the great nail sage himself, hereby accept you as my pupil. Let us begin the lesson immediately.
You got the Legend of Zelda attack!
Your form. Exquisite. Now I know how my own master felt when he passed down his teachings to us. I hope you don't think me too forward when I say that I consider you to be my child. Yes, when I saw you perform my nail art, I felt a bond between us suddenly flash into existence. You honor me beyond words, my pupil. Thank you.
Vamos, fíndalo.
You honor me beyond
Finnan.
words, my pupil. Thank you.
Did not mean to go that way, but I'm wondering... Okay, so that's just that. Alright. As everything violent, the cyclone, the boulder shower certainly highlights of what this area offers. Indeed. Problem is, the moment I rest at a bench, I'm gonna lose it. Of course, given this.
Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Within our lands, do not hide your true form. Let all bask in your majesty, for only this kingdom could produce one such as you.
That's ominous. Fury of the Fallen. Oh, that just takes me back here. Majestic? What? Or do you just mean the quote? Fury is one of the we are changing how to play. Oh boy. Alright, remember, don't rest at the bench yet.
Aha! Still looking. I think that. So, no more business.
To reach Dirtmouth, most travelers take circuitous routes around the cliffs beside us. It's a hard trek now, but in the Kingdom's prime, things were far simpler. There's an old pass in the cliffs that once allowed easy access. The bridge up to it has long since crumbled away, and even without it, a huge door bars entry. I can't complain, mind you. It's meant we've only ever had to accommodate a trickle of travelers, even during our busiest times. I wouldn't want hordes of bugs to descend on Dirtmouth. I like the quiet. Hollow Nest's great capital is what most of you brave types come to see. Thinking to loot its treasures, the city's right at the center of the kingdom. It'd be a rich, feeling tired. Plus,
Papa nada.
Yeah, we like our crestfallen warriors here. Okay, guess it doesn't let us do that. Now, I can't change my things because we need to be sitting on a bench.
Embodies the fury and heroism that comes upon those who are about to die.
This is one of these.
When close to death, the bearer's strength will increase.
I do, but I think the key has multiple purposes, and I don't know if this door is the best use for it. Rippy! Be our answer. While I check something quick, Rippy, be our answer. I am keeping track of, since everyone else is now, I have begun keeping track of Twitch screwing me out of view counts. Since that, I mean, I've been keeping track of Twitch screwing me out of view counts, but I've been doing it more aggressively now that it's the in thing to do. Even though I've been complaining about this more or less since I started streaming. At least since I started streaming as Zyfax. Or, once upon a time, Zyfang. we're gonna go on break anyways, so if this is gonna take a bit of time, we could just go on break now and okay, technically it isn't the most useful thing to do now. If you have the key earlier, it was more useful, but now that you are almost to the city, you can use it there as well. Okay. Maybe worth holding the key for the city then. I don't know how many keys... I assume you get enough keys for everything, but the issue is finding more. And much like in Dark Souls type games, it's like, okay, what do I want to use the key for? So that's where I stand with it. But yeah, I am going to go on our midstream break. Afterwards, we will return and can probably go back and spend the rest of the game fighting the Mantis Lords. Because I know that's coming in what's next. There are 4 keys in total and 4 places to use them, right. Well, since we're close to the city, we're going to do that. But yeah, we're going back down to the Mantis lands and probably spending the rest of the game on that boss fight. That's going to be a trek, though, because I've got to... I want to make that first boss fight with these... Assuming I can avoid losing the HP, which probably isn't going to happen. But we'll see. Anyways, see you guys shortly. Okay. Let me get settled in, and then we'll get back to it. And the city unlocks a safe haven and shortcut to another area, or road to new lands. Okay, yeah, we're doing that. Thank you. To the city indeed. Indeed. So while we make this long trek back, for the first of at least 2 times, oh, wait a minute! Well, there went one of my... Well, there went all of my HPs. Well, I can bench at least now. Aha! That didn't last long at all because I suddenly remembered this thing's here. Why do you have to start me all the way down here? What is wrong? No, while I do this, I'm gonna ramble about D&D things because we got new D&D things. I have come up with a new... Ah! A new Warlock patron. And they're different than most Warlock patrons. You see, most Warlock patrons don't have a stat block. And the reason that they don't have a stat block is because if it has a stat block, no matter how difficult, players will figure out how to fight and beat it. So most Warlock patrons do not have a stat block. Aha! Given that didn't immediately get me an HP, that was probably not worth it. But you can fight this guy. Because unlike most Warlock patrons, which are higher beings or greater beings or various versions of, this guy is another Warlock. He is functionally a level 28 Warlock. and thus has regular attacks and can be fought. His entire shtick, such that it is that he is actually persona non grata even among warlocks and warlock basics. And understand that oftentimes warlocks are not very welcome. Lord Britain's rule. If you can proclaim something immortal, someone will MacGyver a way to kill them anyways. Indeed. I just don't like these guys and I'm sick of them. Anyways. Oh, I can go into the Mantis Village from here, but I want the bench. Anyways. But, so yeah, he is a warlock who has stolen his power from other people. Not from other people, but from the various different planes, locations, resources. I'm just, okay. Everything I just developed is gone. No! Now I really need the bench. Anyways, he's stolen his powers, and he's basically, oh!
Protects its bearer with a hard shell while focusing soul. The shell is not indestructible.
Just all my skill disappeared in that little break. Anyways. Yeah, so he's stolen power from all the different planes, all the different areas. And so, even among warlocks, he is persona non grata. I'm gonna like that. And so, yeah, and how he works is, I haven't completed his stat block yet, though I will put it up for free, like I always do, once I have. Screw it, I'm out of here. I'm sick of you. In order to talk about his basic attack, I'm gonna rant a little bit about something that quote-unquote optimizers tend to, in my opinion, get wrong. Where is, okay, it's down there. And that's the Hex spell. The Hex spell, not disables, but it debuffs one of a target's ability check. So I can't remember off the top of my head if it's an actual disadvantage. I think it's disadvantage on like wisdom saving throws. Alright, so where is it? How many times do I have to hit you? But the big thing it does is it says when you land an attack on a target, you do an additional 1d6 damage. Alright, what am I missing? Oh, it's all the way down there. Okay. You can do that? Sure. Anyways, now that I'm no longer distracted by that, it gives disadvantage on one ability check, I'm pretty sure. And the big one that a lot of people think isn't big, but is big, an additional 1d6 damage on an attack. Why is that big? Well, Eldritch Blast is an attack. It does 1d10 force damage. And is basically most wizards' primary means of attacking. Not wizards, warlocks. Primary means of attacking more or less anything. Unless you're a hex spell. So now your attack is doing 1d10 plus 1d6. It is your shade, of course it can. It gets worse when you get to be a better warlock. Oh, good. Lovely. Now, any warlock worth their salt that is doing Eldritch Blast things is going to also have Agonizing Blast, which adds their Charisma modifier between 3 and 5, assuming you're building normally, to the damage done per beam. And that's where it really gets to be very, very cheesy when it comes to Eldritch Blast and where things really start to stack. You see, a typical cantrips do get more powerful as you level up. But Fire Bolt, not Fireball, there is an important distinction there, is also a 1d10 cantrip. But it stays as a single bolt that does 2d10, then 3d10, then finally 4d10 damage. That's not how Eldritch Blast works. Eldritch Blast adds another beam that can hit the same target or a different target that does 1d10. Then another beam that does 1d10. Then finally a fourth beam that does 1d10. That means when you use something like Agonizing Blast, all the beams get the Agonizing Blast buff. That means you're now doing 4d10 plus between 12 and 20 damage. And I'm gonna just assume we're doing 5. You've maxed out your charisma, you're doing 5 damage.
The truce remains. Our vigil holds. The beasts are kept at bay.
No, I didn't check out the journal. I will after I've done this, since I've already started my rant and I forgot. Sorry. What is up here? Alright, I'm not going to worry about here. We're going to finish the Mantis thing. That means with Hex, if you cast a first level Hex, you're now doing, assuming all your beams are targeting the same target, 4d10 plus 4d6 plus 20 damage. Think about that. I want the money. I'm greedy. Aha. But warlocks typically are forced to upcast because of how their screwy spells work. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but Hex skips a level and then adds 1d6 per level upcast. So a single beam against a 5th level Hex which is the most powerful. Okay. Oh. I was wondering where the big thing was. It opened there. That's where the big thing is. Oh boy. Anyways, you're now doing 1d10 plus 4d6 plus 5 damage at a 5th level Hex, which is the highest that you're going to be doing Hexes. Meaning, if you hit the same target with all 4 beams, you're doing 4d10 plus 16d6 plus 20 damage with a cantrip. Every turn! Every turn! I'm looking to see if there's other things before I do this. There probably isn't. So, that gets pretty potent. Well, this Warlock boss has a +7 in Charisma, 4d10, plus 16d6, plus 28 damage against a single target. But he can also cast 3 first level hexes without concentration at a time. So he can lay in the hurt. Alright, let's do this thing. Like I said, I know what's coming. Ah! By the way, I'm so good at wall jumping because I grew up on Mega Man. Mega Man Extreme 2. Game Boy. Just like all the time. This kind of stuff, bread and butter for me. I say as I immediately fall into spikes. Anyways. So just as his basic abilities, this guy is hitting like a truck and laying the hurt on. Yes, I know I die every time I do. That's not gonna stop me from saying it. That's probably the problem, but it's true. Uh-oh. No. Okay, so I do have to do this. Got you. Now I haven't figured out his full spell list, but Warlocks can get Wish. And what I'm gonna say is he does not get Wish. But that's because he already used Wish before and has since eliminated his ability to use Wish. Because Wish, whenever you use it for anything other than to cast a spell that you don't know, has a 33% chance to do so much damage to you that you cannot cast it again. And so he has already gotten there, so you can't use Wish on you. You still need to figure out the rest of his spell list, but you don't need to worry about Wish at least. Oh, this is it! This is it! I'm going to say the last little bits I have for him, and then we're going to get into this in earnest. The big gimmick to him, whenever you encounter him, and definitely whenever you fight him, is he will have three warlock subclasses at random. That's the big thing about him. 3 warlock subclasses at random anytime you encounter him. He can change one of them for an action, and he can change one of them at the end of a short or long rest. And that's his whole gimmick and shtick. Now, again, he is a patron, though I'm thinking he would probably be a good biomancy patron, not because he's good at flesh warping, but because he doesn't have any creativity, so he has to draw from powers that he's basically stolen from elsewhere in order to give to you. And he's going to be a very heist-oriented type patron if you encounter him. Even if he's not a patron, he's going to be very heist-oriented. His whole shtick, ancient barbarian warlock. His whole shtick is that because he doesn't have a patron, he stole his power. He's always looking to re-up his power. So he may be looking to take it from the players. He will more than likely be looking to use the players, bribe the players into helping him with his schemes to steal more power to keep his own power. And that's most of what I have for him. And I just want to get that out of the way so that I can devote all of my attention to what's coming up. Because this is a thing. I know about it. Like I said, I'm not playing this game 100% blind. First time I played it, but not the first time I've encountered it. I just wanted to get his piece of the ramble out of the way since now we're here. The Mantis Lords.
Kika.
Oh, I'm already in trouble. Of course! And just immediately shoved me into the spikes when I was shielded. Of course. Alright, well.
Build.
Let's try that. Nope, that. Nope, we're not worried about collecting money. We're worried about the boss. No! Ah! Okay, so this is... Stop it. So this is gonna be, this is gonna be the rest of the stream, folks. Oh, hello.
Hello again. I suppose you've already met with the tribe of this village, hmm? They seem a little distrustful of strangers, to put it lightly. They're not brutes, though, no. The sickness in the air that clouds the mind of lesser beasts? They resist it. They retain their intellect and their honor, though also their lethal traditions. I've some words of advice, my friend. If you plan to challenge the lords of this tribe, your blunted nail may prove inadequate. There is a city nearby, the old capital of Hallownest. I've heard a nailsmith resides there. Seek the old bug out, and you may find progress that much easier.
I can't get there. I will consider all right. I'm considering more seriously. Get in here! Okay, doing this without the compass. Okay, so I think this is where Yes, it is. Because I remember you and you. I don't like either of you. Or you. Oh my gosh. What? Ah! Thank you for letting us do this in stages. Well, this isn't gonna last long. Where's the nearest... Oh, there isn't a nearest bench. I still think it'll be easier to come back from Queen Station. They really did. Go away. No one likes you. No one likes you either. Stop it! Excuse me. Thank you. Might as well. Just for the traveling bit. Wrong button. Get a little more soul. Oh! That wasn't near as bad, but it was still awful. Goody. What just happened? Where's my controls? My controls just froze. Excuse you. Nope, my controller didn't die. I don't think. No? Nope, it's the game. It is the game. That's not good. Well, I mean, I am alt-tabbing around. I can move the mouse and change things around, but when I select back to the game, that's when it doesn't work. I just exited out. See how much we lost. Oh, cool. Okay, sweet. Don't like that. Nope, you stay away from me. Okay, so we can go up or down. We can go down.
The great gates have been sealed. None shall enter. None shall leave.
Hello again.
The capital lies before us, my friend. What a somber place it seems, and one that holds the answers to many mysteries. I too have felt the pull of this place, though now I sit before it, I find myself hesitant to descend. Is it fear, I wonder, or something else that holds me back? The city looks to be built into an enormous cavern, and the rain pours down from cracks in the stone above. There must be a lot of water up there somewhere. I suppose if the cave roof stayed strong this long, it should hold for us. Before I leave this kingdom, I'd like to see where all that water comes from. What a sight it must be. If you look down from here, through the rain, you can just make out those twisted sentries, their husks still stuck in endless patrol. I'd be cautious around them, my short friend. Their training will not have been forgotten. This city presents some formidable foes. Isn't this a wonderful spot for a rest? I so love the sound of the rain upon glass. Isn't this a...
Whispers its location to the bearer whenever a map is open, allowing wanderers to pinpoint their camp. A small scuttling seed filled with lifeblood, which can be extracted and consumed for its healthful properties. A journal left by a long-dead traveler. The words are written in a forgotten dialect and difficult to understand. Relic from Hallownest's past. This item holds little value, except for those dedicated to the kingdom's history. Whispers its location to... smallest jelly form. Passive and unaware, but pulsing with a dangerous electric charge. Passive outer being protecting an aggressive explosive core. Simple-minded crawling fungus. Its cap is covered in a layer of hardened spikes.
Lie on your belly, open your maw, and let this tasty morsel stroll straight into your stomach.
Passive fungal balloon. Internal gases cause it to float. Fully grown fungal balloon. Spits built up internal gas at aggressors. Detects nearby movement and fires out explosive spores that drift towards their target. The remains of a bug, consumed by a fungus, frequently releases clouds of thick, deadly gas. Young fungal creature spends most of its time in the ground, but can uproot and flee if it senses danger.
Looks like an ordinary mushroom until you get close. Then it pops out of the ground and starts scurrying around blindly. Very, very amusing.
Fungal creature that attacks intruders to protect its young. Huge fungal creature. Attacks by spitting corrosive venom and slamming its body into foes. Member of a proud tribe, fiercely protective of its territory. Launches stinging attacks with its needle-sharp abdomen.
As it grows, it loses the ability to fly. Passage into adulthood is often celebrated, but as time goes by, we realize what we have lost.
That got a little too real.
Member of a proud tribe, fiercely protective of its territory. Launches savage attacks with bladed forelimbs.
If you venture too deep into the fungal forests, these warriors will stand in your way. What is it they guard deep at the bottom of their territory?
Animated remains of a Hallownest sentry. Still retains some memory of its former task. Thin wings hide a highly volatile belly. Will give its own life to protect its territory.
Money! Oh! Oh my.
Have you brought me another nail to be honed? Leave it on the ground and return later, if you're still breathing.
I feel like I've heard this guy before.
Oh, I thought you were someone else. After a nailsmith, are you? Well, you found one. I'm not much for talk, but if it's a nail that needs repair, then you've come to the right bug. Your own nail is in quite a sorry state. It's obviously not one of mine. Still, anything can be refined with enough effort and skill. Even that broken blade. If you'd like, I can reforge your nail. It'll make the blade far more deadly. As you wish. I'll get to work then. There we go. The reforging is complete. I've honed your nail's edge. You'll find it much stronger than it used to be. Head out there and test its strength against your foes. You're still here. Is there something else you want? If you bring me a piece of pale ore, I can forge it into your nail and make it stronger still. If you...
Damage! Yep. I was about to say, I don't know what's up here, but I can go here, so I'm checking it out. funhouse has spikes on the top of it. Back to Sen's funhouse. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Other way, please. Sen's Funhouse is the sort of derisive nickname for Sen's Fortress in the original Dark Souls. It's an absolutely miserable slog. Hello.
Aye, aye. Come searching for rare items, have you? Well, hands off. This collection is mine, and I won't be selling to grubby little wanderers. Still, I imagine you come across many interesting items in your travels. Maybe you would care to part with some. I'll offer fair trade for each. No touching the antiques. My stock is not for sale. Still, if you've managed to come across any interesting trinkets during your travels, I may be willing to trade. Step over to the counter here and I'll see what you've got. There is a forgotten history in this kingdom's antiques, though few seem willing to look. Others come just to claw away at the cracks and ruins. Huh. Scavengers and thieves. It's contemptible. We've talked enough, I think. Relics need cleaning, texts need deciphering. Out with you. This isn't a museum. We've...
Velmi Ardred.
These journals give us an interesting glimpse into the minds and hearts of those who lived before us. They're a common find, so I can't offer you too much for them. These ornate seals were official symbols of the king and his knights, and were treasured by those who carried them. The king and his knights are long gone, but the seals still hold value as curiosities. I'll pay a modest price for them. An icon of Hallownest's king, who was revered as both a god and a ruler, made out of a mysterious white material. These are rare and very valuable. If you'll sell it to me, I'll pay a good price.
Till I find out what else I need money for, I'm gonna hold on to those since those don't disappear. Is that the door we're looking for? Okay, cool. So it was easier to go that way rather than get stuck here. And we can also go north. Or up. I guess we'll check out up while we wait. Yeah, Rippy's had a very long day. We were talking earlier. Would not surprise me. Yay, we still have a Rippy. Oh, is the key at the very bottom of all this? In the floor? Is that where we're supposed to... I mean, is the door at the very bottom of all this in the floor where we're supposed to be using the key? Use the key door to a place of rest and a shortcut to an area. So, yeah, am I going south then? Okay. Okie dokie, so that was a thing.
twisting natural caverns. The rain does cast something of a sadness upon it all, but the architecture is simply splendid. Charting such a different space is quite the challenge, though one I've eagerly undertaken. Perhaps you'd care to purchase a copy of my achievements so far? We've both come far to reach this grand place. While I'm about these buildings, I must remember to collect a trinket or two for Zelda. We've both come
Hoy! Watch where you're going, you soggy vagabond! I don't want you splashing me. I have had a miserable time trying to keep dry. I am Zod the Mighty, a knight of great renown. If I decide that I'm going to stay dry, then that's what's going to happen. Curse this wretched city. Water and monsters constantly fall from above. It's no wonder this blasted kingdom fell to ruin. Have you seen them? The guards who still patrol this city, even after dying? Being overly devoted to one's duties is no virtue. Have you seen them?
I know we gotta go south, but I'm here, so I might as well. Hold on. I think I've heard about this. Why am I not jumping when I go to do this? No? I thought there was a thing there. Is it over here? Well, there are things over here. Well, I guess I now have 2 keys. So this place is creepy. Ah. Thank you.
I remember this station well. A common trip it was. Goods from all over the kingdom were transported here. Not a lot was sent back the other way, though. Eager to travel to Stagwood.
Bapanada.
I mean, I can open that gate and the lower gate now. Unless I need 2 keys in the city, do I?
I hope you aren't too disappointed by our little town, traveler. Though it's now a solemn place, once we were much more welcoming. Entry to the kingdom was forbidden long ago, supposedly after some great calamity. Many gates were closed.
Alright.
But our old well remains as a way to creep back in. Over the years, all kinds used the well to wriggle into the ruins. Wanderers, thieves, adventurers. Funny how few ever come back up. Perhaps they find what they're looking for? Bah, I'm not so naive. No doubt, they've all been gobbled up. There are countless dangers in those depths. Hollow Nest's great capital is what most of you brave types come to see. The city's right at the center. It'd be a feeling plus.
Ah, still looking for some. I think so. No more business.
Alright, if 2 can be spent in the city, I'm gonna save the key. I already forgot about you. Oh, wait. Ah, I wasted some. Let me say, wait a minute, there's a bench over here. Oh, I've heard of you guys. You are not as hard as I thought you'd be. We're not gonna talk about that.
Again we meet, little ghost. I'm normally quite perceptive. You I underestimated, though I've since guessed the truth. You've seen beyond this kingdom's bounds. Yours is a resilience born of two voids. It's no surprise then you've managed to reach the heart of this world. In doing so, you shall know the sacrifice that keeps it standing. If, knowing that truth, you'd still attempt the role in Hollowness perpetuation, seek the grave in ash, and the marker would grant to one like you.
Memorial to the Hollow Knight. In the black vault far above, through its sacrifice, Hallownest lasts eternal.
Yeah, I already knew that particular spoiler. I don't like how little vision I have here. Yep, we're looking for the bench first. Do I want to go back down? What do I want to do? Do I want to go up and deal with pipe organ level of problems? Let's bench quick and then we'll deal with it. I am not in the right place at all. No! I also remembered that there was another reason I wanted to go back. Him?
We've both come far.
Who's the archivist? I'm going back to Dirtmouth because I wanted to check in the grubs, and I forgot. Oh, the shop that's here? I thought it was a collector, not an archivist, but I could check with him.
We've talked enough.
Velmi Ardred.
I don't think I need the cash right now, so I might as well keep the money? Why do you want me to talk to this guy?
Velmi Artrit.
Nope. Maybe it's later, or maybe I need to sell my stuff to him first, which I really don't want to do right now. Go away. Here. Take him a bit to get to me. Heal. Yeah, I mean, maybe I have to unlock the charms for him? I don't know. I'd rather keep my money in an easily savable form at the moment. At least until we know what it takes to get charms from him, if he gives charms.
Hollownest's great capital is what most the city's right. It be a feeling top plus.
Okay, I didn't know with the statue event, maybe he'd say something else. Rub song. These are something, and I don't know what they are.
Contains the gratitude of freed grubs. Gains soul when taking damage.
Ooh. I think I'm probably good on money at the moment. Right, I need to be sitting at the bench. Just more soul. I could. I gotta stop doing that. All of the soul! Now I can really spam my spell.
A shard of an ancient mask, one to protect oneself from harm. Collect 3 more to strengthen your shell and protect yourself from damage. Claw carved from bone allows the wearer to cling to walls and leap off them. A traditional weapon of Hallonest, restored to lethal form.
Amisodo.
All right. I think I'm lining up for that Soul Palace. You know, I'm looking at the time and wondering if I should just call it a little bit early. Especially since I will be back tomorrow. Yep, I will be back tomorrow, and then we will still have our usual Sunday stream. My Fridays have ended up cleared up for a little bit, so we'll see how many extra streams we can squeeze in. So yeah, Friday stream, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday stream. So yeah, we're just gonna end like, what is it, 12 minutes early, and continue on tomorrow with the Soul Palace. I've heard about this. So, with that said, I hope you all have had a good week again. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. Hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Be safe and have a good one.